Hello everyone, welcome to your next node.js tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be looking at a framework that comes with node.js. It is called Expressjs. It's a framework for designing web applications. Like I told you in the beginning, node.js comes with a framework inside. Node.js is good for designing web, mobile, and network applications. So it comes with a custom framework that handles that effectively. What this framework basically does is it handles HTTP requests and has a routing table to decide which file to or which way to respond. To break it down to a layman's language, what this simply means is if someone visits your site www.xyz.com, what should happen? It's inside Expressjs that you explain what will happen. If the person visits www.xyz.com/about, what then should happen? Which file should be showed? Which whatever, you understand, which image files should be served, which program, which code should run, you know. So that's what Expressjs handles. Based on the HTTP request received, it runs a section of the code. So we have to be able to test this Expressjs framework and understand what it is. We need to install three things. The first one, which I will show you, is we need to first of all install something called a module called body parser. It's a middleware for handling JSON, raw text, and URL encoded data. So when data is being received, the body parser handles it. And there's another one called cookie parser, of course, for passing cookies. The last one is called Multa. It's a middleware for handling multi-platform data. For instance, if you want to upload a picture or something, when you want to build an application that people can use to upload something to the server, you will make sure that your Node.js has Multa module installed, and then you're good to go. So finally, of course, the first one we need to install is the Express module itself. We need to install it before we even start looking at these other ones. So the next thing we'll do is to quickly open our node module, node command prompt. We have it, and once this guy is running, we essentially navigate to our folder where we are building our node application, and we copy the URL here. I've copied it. Come to our node module and write cd and hit enter. Oops, sorry. Node, this is the one we need, not this. So we click on this. Come to this and hit enter. So we're now inside this folder, and we need to start installing things. All right. So we need to install the Express framework. To do that, we will just have to say npm install Express save. So it will add it to our JSON package.json file. So when I hit enter, as long as I'm online, it will download and install. I will pause this video so as not to waste time. Oops, it's already done. And then the next thing we will install is the body parser. We say npm install body parser save, which means add it to a package.json file. The next one we will install is the cookie parser, npm install cookie parser save. All the things are getting installed locally. You can install them globally, so you can use them, especially npm, especially Express framework. You know, if you want to install it globally, you just put the -g. You just do stuff like this. This will install it globally. Okay, so we have the final one, which is the Malta. So npm install Malta, and we hit enter, and then we're good to go. So the forgive me, the next thing we'll do is just one more time, just one last time, we'll build a server just one last time, but then this time around we'll use our new skills that we have acquired, which is the Express framework. It's usually the best way to build it. So we'll create a server.js file, create it, and mine is empty. So one more time we'll build a server and say require Express. Alright, and then we can now assign it to a variable and say the app is Express. Okay, once we do this, we can now start using our new variable to do some wonderful stuff. So let's say, assuming someone visits the home page, the default page. What I mean is, if our site, let's say the address of our site is braintime.org. If someone visits this, you understand, that is what I mean, the address of the web page, without adding any extra trails. That's what this means. If someone visits this, this is what should happen. We receive the request, then we receive the response, then we run some code. So this code basically says, hey, if someone visits the home page, the default page, we should run this code. Okay, so the response we send back to this guy if he visits is hello default page. Okay, so when someone visits the default one, this will happen. Then finally we have to build a server to listen to when that happens. So this server will basically listen to a certain port we call port. We just choose any port. I just want to choose port 8081. We can end here, but then remember that we can also have a callback function that says, hey, in case this is simply telling the server, if you get a request from 8081, just run this code. And just as an example, we could just run the code that says just get the request, the server address that is being on this address. Then of course we get the port. This is just a sample code we could run here, just to tell you that we can retrieve the address and the port from here, from the server. Then we print it out to our console screen, log, and say server and port received. That's it. But then we can print the port. We can say that the port is our host, and our port. Okay, so what we're basically saying is, hey server, listen to this port, then when a request comes as a callback function, this is what you do. Remember, in the past, the way we did it was much longer. We have to type so many things, but this is so simple right now. So if a request comes here, print out this, and then this is what you do. So let's test it on our browser. So to do that, we have to run our server. So since we're already in this folder, we just say node server.js. Then click enter. Oops, error somewhere. Of course, we made an error. It's not server here, it should be our server. Yes, of course, this variable we use here is what we should use here, so we will use them basically here. So that fixes the problem. We get back to our node command line, then we navigate back to our folder, this folder, and then we node server.js and hit enter. Of course, it tells us the server and port received. This is the server, this is the port. As you can see, server and port received. This is the server, this is the port. This server happens to be 0.0.0.0, but as you can see in the command prompt, 0 doesn't show up like that, or empty space doesn't show up like that, null, it doesn't show up like that. Okay, so you just see the colons. That's the meaning of the colons we're seeing here. And the first colon is that it should be something like HTTP, you know. So but then let's see it in the browser. We just have to make a request to localhost colon 8081. So we get back to the browser and make a request to localhost 8081, hit enter. As you can see, the server is listening in the background, and it picks up a request to this port, and then it responds. This server picks a request to the default page, and then it responds with this. Meanwhile, in the console, we have this printed out. So this is it in the console. This is what we want. So we'll just move a step further in the next tutorial just to see some other thing, and then we're done. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.